Was the purpose of Nicki and Cardi's reconciliation to expose Offset? Chell, you guys might want to brace yourselves for this one, because rumors are circulating that Nicki and Cardi recently called it quits on their feud, and the specifics are as messy as they get. Nicki even went so far as to accuse Offset of attempting to hook up with her, therefore endorsing Cardi's choice to file for divorce. People are living for this. It's unknown how long they've been nice with each other, since, as the majority of you are aware, they have been at each other's throats for the previous 6 years. The absurd thing is that Offset played a significant role in Nicki and Cardi's feud beginning in the first place. Thus, many people are pleased to see them reunited following all these years. Cardi leaving Offset was the signal that Nicki was waiting for to finally make up with Cardi, even though it seems like they had been attempting to reunite for a little while. In addition to berating Offset for attempting to get together, Nicki also accused him of ruining his family because he was obsessed with swinging his wood. She wasn't playing with him, Childs. She's never liked Offset Nicki, that's for sure. However, they both actually remained silent for the most part of the exchange. She didn't need to be feuding with him when she was already at odds with that man's wife. However, they became involved in it the previous year after Offset got her husband Kenneth Petty into some legal problems with his probation officer. Everything started at the VMAs the previous year when Kenneth posted a ridiculous video of himself and his pal yelling at Offset to go fight outside. He even threatened to render Offset lifeless the next time he saw him.
Offset, where you at? That's it. I just spend that shit. I'm like a Zion. I go Kanye. No, it's shop, man. No, it's shop, yeah. We outside. Big two outside. Big Queens, right?
Money, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Shot, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't know. They said you don't know.
Two.
We're at vacation.
Yeah.
We're planning your funeral. Yeah. All the way to the street. Let's play. What's up?
We'll meet you there.
Though this man was outside the building making a fool of himself as usual, keep in mind that Nicki was presenting the VMAs that night and had just invited him there for emotional support. The absurd thing is that, despite being on probation at the time, he was still outside at a primitive age, urging Offset to meet him for a brawl. People were quick to point the finger at him and Nicki for this. People were even more enraged with Nicki because Kenneth knew Nicki had the means and capital to clean up any issue that resulted from his probation, which gave him the confidence to act in this way, even though he was on probation. People were also perplexed at the moment as to why that man would ever bother to visit Offset in the set. It was eventually discovered, though, that Offset was really speaking down to Kenneth. Offset reportedly went into one of Ken's friends' direct messages and started chatting nonstop because the guy had been throwing Cardi a few days earlier. "Where are you located?" he asked. "You guys are talking wild and peeing on female business. Broken-hearted self has no money for war." Kenneth's probation officer was informed of the mischief he was getting into online after all of this went viral on social media, and they didn't waste any time in disciplining him. A few weeks later, he received a 120-day house arrest sentence. Offset uploaded a video of himself boarding his private jet, deciding to startle Kenneth even more. In essence, he was telling Kenneth that he is wealthy and has the freedom to travel. In the meantime, Nicki's house is shackled to Kenneth, who is a jerk, for the next 120 days. Big whoop! As if that weren't awful enough, someone anonymously called 12 to Nicki and Kenneth's house, accusing them of abusing their son, which made them once again a hot subject. Many individuals at the time said Offset was to blame for that. In fact, Nicki herself suggested that Offset might be to blame in a post on Instagram. She claimed that 2 times my house was encircled by big #people who intended to bully a family with a 2-year-old, yet there was nothing on any blog. The same individual gave CPS a fraudulent report. When you have spies in influential positions in the music business who don't want you to succeed but understand they can't stop you because God's calling on your life is genuine. Funny how this guy hasn't been located, mentioned, detained, or anything at all. At the time, several people conjectured that Offset was targeting Nicki's spouse because he had still hung up on her, and that this was his deliberate way of getting a reaction out of her. It may go unnoticed by others, but there were reports that Offset Nicki and someone else were having an affair. But when Cardi entered the scene, he turned on Nicki because he saw a chance for Cardi to advance his career, something Nicki was wise enough to prevent him from doing with her. He was constantly attending Nicki's events and making lustful remarks under all of her Instagram images. However, as Cardi became viral and the entire industry turned against Nicki, he too got on the Nicki hate train and pursued Cardi, hoping that she would help him continue in his career. Indeed, Nicki made fun of Off during her line on Katy Perry's song Swish Swish, rapping, "Silly rap beefs just get me more checks." Just around the time when Cardi and Off reconciled, "I'm never offset, my life is a movie. I don't mean to offset with my friends. Oh, I guess I irritated them. Swish swish." Not to be forgotten is the occasion when Cardi was seen on video browsing Offset's phone and seeing a sensual picture of Nicki in his collection. Nicki chose to play spiteful when the video broke, sharing the exact image that Cardi was seen staring at on Instagram with the remark, "Sees my sexy every time she scrolls." Then, in her verse for Pop Smoke's Welcome to the Party remix, where she raps, "Keep it real," she again made fun of Cardi. "However, you're terribly upset since your baby dad used to like me. Because I don't want them. I'm not at them. But I told him to go on a hike like a hiker." As you can see, Nicki and Offset have a past together, and she has good cause to dislike him. Many believe that her problems with him were a major factor in her and Cardi's feud, which seemed to be validated a few days ago when Nicki gave Cardi some affection following her announcement of her divorce. As most of you are aware, Cardi officially filed for her second divorce from Offset, and she's actually going to leave that man for good this time. They've become more distant, a close friend of hers stated. That was the main factor that led her to make this choice. She is interested in doing this. It took some time for it to happen. Both of them have been in agreement. Nothing was pushed. Over time, the feeling that they have grown apart has become stronger. It can no longer be avoided. Obtaining primary custody of their 2 children is Cardi's top priority. She revealed her pregnancy on Instagram the same day she broke up with him, writing, "With every ending comes a new beginning," as the caption. "I am very happy that we were able to spend this season together. Greater love, greater life, and most importantly, renewed power are all things you have given me. Reminded me that everything is possible for me. I never have to choose between life, love, and my passion. You reminded me of that." When Nicki realized what was going on, she astonished everyone by encouraging Cardi instead of making fun of her as she typically does. Nicki tweeted something cryptic that said, "Stop being up on yourself," just about the same time that Cardi's divorce became public knowledge. Treat it with care. Many were taken aback by this, and as was to be expected, they did not waste any time in expressing their opinions. Like this individual who said Nicki and Cardi, the same group, I'm prepared for it. They are in need of one another and are dealing with some similar problems. Someone more commented that it's quite possible that Nicki can relate because she's going through a similar issue. I'm happy that she is offering support. I hope it will continue long after this problem is resolved. However, I now want to hear your opinions. What are your thoughts on Nicki backing Cardi? And do you guys believe that this indicates they may finally put an end to their feud in unison? You all knew it had to be done. Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below.